my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life. I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Lie-di-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. In you is me. Whoa. Lie-di-di-di-di, lie-di-di-di-di-di, 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 lie-di-di-di-di-di. You're always there, you never leave. You're holding me, you set me free. A guiding light, your empathy, your confidence to express in and there's me. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing that I'm perfect, I'm golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection in you. Here's me. Oh, you're perfect, golden light, my love. You're perfect, golden light, my
if I knew that I could not fail, if I believed would the wind always fill up my sails, how far would I go, what could I achieve, trusting the hero in me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? You know there are. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave?
steel and spinning wheels across the blacktop. A tattered ace of spades is jammed between the spokes. My father's hand, so strong and so steady, he gently whispered, "Ready." Then came the time to let me go. He said, "Remember to breathe and steady your hands. And you have found in me someone who understands. Just remember to breathe." How the years fly by and I can't seem to stop them. I can't believe it's me that's standing here today, with a wife, soon to be a mother. I hold her hand and tell her our baby boy is on his way, and say, "Remember to breathe and steady your hands. And you have found in me someone who understands what it means to be scared, to face the unknown. It seems so simple, yet it's easy to forget. Just remember to breathe. Close your eyes and take it in. Hold it deep, then let it go Wow.
Well, I messed up playing I Release this morning. I don't know what happened there, but we hear I Release every Sunday, so I'm going to let that go. Well, we have an exciting morning. Good morning and welcome to the Motor City Spiritual Center live Sunday morning LoveStream celebration. I have Patricia Bahia zooming in from, she's not zooming, but she is doing live music this morning all the way from Southern California. And it is December in Michigan. And I am noticing the change of seasons. If you have not been in the Midwest or the Lakes region during wintertime, there's a change of seasons. And so this morning, we started off this morning with that beautiful pre-service song, Perfect by Jamie Lula. And then we had the video, If I Were Brave by Janice Stanfield. And that's the version where she shows all of her followers' successes in that version. And then Beautiful. Remember to Breathe by Stefan Mitchell. Today is December 5th. It is the second Sunday of Advent, if you're a Christian. The second Sunday of Advent is a time when Christians prepare their hearts and minds in faithful waiting to celebrate the birth of Jesus, celebrated on Christmas. And they ready themselves for his second coming. And, of course, it is also, let me see, there's the Advent Sunday picture. And it is also, I think, the last night or the second to last night of Hanukkah. All of our Jewish family and friends are still celebrating Hanukkah through tomorrow evening. That's right. So happy December 5th, and welcome to the Motor City Spiritual Center, a Science of Mind spiritual community, currently only virtual because we know that, the pandemic is not quite over yet. We are still hosting parties for biological microorganisms all over the place. And that's just the kind of biological way of the universe. Not good or bad, it just is. And at the Motor City Spiritual Center, our mission and vision statement is to love, grow, and awaken. And we are, I just got a text from Brandy Pagano in California reminding me that it's 11:11. Oh, I will have to stop here and say thanks for that, So, love, grow, awaken. I'm gonna take us into treatment now. Spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer, and for this, I'm gonna use this beautiful piece of music by Reverend Donna Michael that I love. This beautiful meditative piece of music. I want to invite everybody to join me in consciously aligning with our good. So in this moment, I invite you to be comfortable in whatever way is good for you. Breathe. Always got to have our oxygen. Breathe in. And let's consciously turn our thoughts to the nature of the spiritual universe. Dr. Ernest Holmes teaches us that spirituality is being aware of the atmosphere of God, and the entire universe is the atmosphere of good, the atmosphere of God. And he teaches us to pray like this. There is one life. That life is God. And that life is my life now. That life is perfect and it's unfolding perfectly. And so what I know right now in this moment, for each of us who may be watching this LoveStream live or who watch it later during the week, right where we are, since there's no time or place in treatment or spirit, right where we are, this one life is expressing itself through us and as us in this moment and in every moment. And what we call God or spirit or the universe, the intelligence and wisdom, the evolutionary impulse of the universe, it's expressing itself through us and as us right now in this moment, as it also surrounds us and indwells us and lifts us up, is our spiritual foundation, is the very fabric of this universal construct, the cosmos, life. I simply take this moment to bless each and every one of us and this day, to bless our time together, to bless our friends and our families, to know that we are safe and loved and cared for by ourselves and our friends and our families, and also by Spirit, this indwelling, creative impulse of perfect intelligence and wisdom, creativity. I simply know that all is well, and in knowing that all is well, and in gratitude for knowing that all is well, I release this blessing into the action of the law, that aspect of the divine which is lovingly impersonal and mechanically accurate and does the bidding of the mind right now in this moment. And so I let it be, I let it go, and I release it. And as I release it and know that it is done, together we can affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is. And so it is. in the beginning of the pandemic, and during the time of social injustice unrest, a year and a half ago, I started using the Ho'oponopono prayer during service every Sunday. And as I say, on a weekly basis, some people objected because they thought it was a requirement of some kind of apology for doing something wrong. And that's not what it's about at all. The Ho'oponopono prayer is a prayer of reconciliation. Sometimes that reconciliation is in a relationship as an apology, but most of the time it's about balance. It's about putting ourselves back into balance, either with ourselves or with a situation or with other people. It's a very simple prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And whether we're saying it to ourselves or to another person, it's a good way. And you know, it's a good way to put us back into that balance, as I was saying. And of course, I love the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, where he says, write it on your heart that every day is the best day of the year. He's rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. This is my favorite part here. Finish every day and be done with it. You've done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Anybody ever have a blunder and an absurdity? I have them, and Patricia's waving at me through the camera here. You know, every day there's a blunder and absurdity. And so, what a wonderful way to let these go by simply affirming, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Let's say that together. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Let's try it one more time. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Karen Drucker has a beautiful chant that goes along with this. Let's just take 2 minutes to center ourselves down into the consciousness of the Ho'oponopono prayer.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you,
Mahalo,
I love you.
aloha,
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you,
Mahalo,
I love you.
aloha,
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you.
We had Karen Drucker doing service with us last Sunday, and that was really, really nice too. And hopefully she'll be back soon. She writes a lot of really good songs that just put me right in that perfect space of remembering who I am and remembering God in my life. The Motor City Spiritual Center is a Science of Mind spiritual community, and what we teach is largely based on the works of Dr. Ernest Holmes. And I love Dr. Holmes's writing that we call colloquially his promises. And this is an opportunity for us to kind of start our day with an affirmation that really sets up how I want this day to go. And if you're like me and you like to have a fun, spiritual day, this is a good way to do it. Let's say this together. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Well, let's assure our souls right now. I invite you to sing along with me as we sing my song, I Remember Who I Am. 1, 2, 3.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life. We are light. We are love. We are joy. We are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. Pure spirit, and who we are is pure spirit, and who we are is pure spirit.
The magical ministerial choir. I'm going to bring in Patricia Bahia now, who is teleporting in all the way from Southern California. Good morning, Patricia.
Good morning.
I'm so glad that you were able to get up and join us at this early hour. I really appreciate that you did.
I'm glad to do it. I'm very happy to be here.
And you've got some fun stuff going on in your career right now. Don't you have like this international commercial thing running right now?
Yes. Well, it's starting, I think, mid-December. I have a duo with another songwriter, singer based in London. Her name's Betty Lawrence, and she and I have a song in an international commercial that's going to be running for about a year, starting mid-December. Yeah. It's called Born for This.
Awesome. Awesome.
And the commercial's for a university. It's called Arden University. I think it's a little bit like University of Phoenix. They have a lot of online components to it. Yeah.
And you're going to do 3 songs for us today, and I picked them, and I'm in love with them. And the first one just is kind of like a fun holiday tune. So, Patricia, take it away.
Right. So this is, it's called Season of Us, and there's a fa-la-la section that's super easy, so please sing along when we get to that part. This is a song that was recently released also by my duo project, Seventh and Hope, and you can find it on all the streaming platforms, and you can download it off of iTunes, etc. So here it goes. Magic in the atmosphere, acts of kindness everywhere. This is my favorite time of year. Ringing bells on busy streets, twinkling lights inviting me to say hello to everyone I meet. Give a smile and lift somebody up. Come together now and share the love. This is the season of us. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us. Imagine that there's bells ringing, ding dong, ding dong. Step inside a friendly place where everybody knows my name, and all my worries melt away. Fill my cup with happiness and many moments just like this. Our friendship is my favorite gift. When you give your love away, every day's a holiday. This is the season of us. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us. Give a smile and lift somebody up. Come together now and share the love. When you give your love away, every day's a holiday. This is the season of us. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us. One more time. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. This is the season of us.
Awesome. Thank you. And all my services for December really kind of, they're not so much about the holiday season as they are about the natural occurrence of the year slowing down, the solstices and all that. But I have to say, I love a good holiday song. I was brought up Jewish, and so a lot of the Christmas stuff kind of passed us by. But I've really, really enjoyed, delving, especially since I've been studying New Thought, delving into the older Christian-based holiday stuff and everything. And so thank you so much. Stick around. Patricia's going to do our... Monica says, thank you, Patricia. That was beautiful and fun. So Patricia's also going to be our sacred reader today in a couple of minutes. So hang out and let me move on. I like to take this time to do our declaration of principle, which came from Dr. Holmes's What We Believe, first published, as you see here, in Science of Mind magazine, then called Religious Science Monthly, in December of 1927. That is the cover and the back inside cover of the very first issue of Science of Mind magazine. While we do a shorter version of it on a weekly basis, I think it's really important that we put our feet on the floor, whether we're standing or sitting, and remind ourselves why we're here and what we believe. So let's take a look at this. Let's say this together. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I want to remind you that the Motor City Spiritual Center is a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist and non-sexist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. And now I'm going to bring back Patricia, and we're going to do our affirmation and our flames of faith. So let's take that away, Patricia. Let's go with the affirmation.
I have the flames of faith up here, but not the affirmation. I'm so sorry. Is it going to be on the screen? Oh, I surrender to divine love. Is that all? I surrender to divine love. And now I will read the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sundays to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. And I love that we light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, as I was raised in the Baha'i faith. And this is one of the few places on earth that recognizes the Baha'i faith outside of the Baha'i faith itself. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. And the ninth candle we light to honor all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love.
Thank you, Patricia. I had a sticky key on my keyboard. It kept doing things that I wasn't meaning for it to do, like jumping ahead to the next slide or whatever. So I had to finally give it a good bang to stop it from doing that. All right, thanks, Patricia. Stick around. You're gonna do our song in a minute, but I am gonna go to the affirmation because my talk has a lot to do about the affirmation today, and I just let's take a moment to just be with this affirmation. I surrender to divine love. Let's say that together. I surrender to divine love. And let's say that one more time. I surrender to divine love. And now let's go into treatment. Treatment for the day. And let's know this together. Our life is a blessing. Our entire life is a blessing, and there's only God in that life, as that life. God is that life, and it's perfect and unfolding perfectly. Our highest good is God's intention for each and every one of us, and we can never be separate from this divine creative intelligence, this impulse of wisdom and creativity, this evolutionary impulse of love and infinite caring. Not only is that who God is, But at our most essential nature, that is who we are. And so I take the time to bless us today, to bless our community, our spiritual community, to bless our life on planet Earth, to bless our life here in the cosmos, and know that each of us, our family, our friends, our partners, our children, our parents, are all and always held in the hands of divine love. And so today I affirm for myself and for each of us a conscious surrender to that divine love and all that it brings to our beautiful life. Knowing that this is the truth of us and that life is good and that we are good in this life, I release my word into the action of law. I let it be and I let it go. And as we affirm this blessing together by saying, "And so it is," I simply release it and know that all is well. And so it is. Okay. I'm going to bring Patricia back now. And I'm going to bring Patricia back. And you have this beautiful song, "Let Go, Let God." And, well, I'm just going to have you sing. Go ahead.
I was down and alone, and I had lost my way on an old and broken road. Under clouds of fear and doubt, I stopped to pray for God to take control. And then the clouds began to disappear, and I saw my way was clear. God had opened every door, given all I need and more. I just had to get out of the way and let go and let God. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. God will make a way and hears us when we pray. Let go, let God. I have lived in the shoes that you are walking in, where your troubles stick like glue. You're running on a treadmill in a race you cannot win, but these words I say are true. When you've done all the best you can, put it in God's hands. God will open every door, give you all you need and more. Just gotta get out of the way and let go and let God. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. You are not alone. Let God take control. Let go. Let God. You don't have to do it all. All you've got to do is let go and let God. going to ask that you sing along with me on this part. It's just a chant. Let go, let God, let go, let God. Can I hear you? Let go, let God, 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 let go. Let go, let go, and let God.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And I have to say, in the short time that I've been doing this broadcast, you are wearing the furriest costume that we've had so far. It's beautiful.
It's faux fur, though.
It's still looks so nice and warm
Yes, it's toasty.
because it is winter here.
And it's actually quite cold in Southern California this morning. It's very foggy. So it
I bet I
feels-
got you beat. I bet it's like 29 outside here.
Oh my! Well, of course you have us beat. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Stick around, Patricia, and do another song for us, please. And I'm going to
will.
talk about your song because it really goes right with what I want to talk about today. And I love your lyrics. When you've done the best you can, and put it in God's hands, because God will open every door, give you all you need and more. You just got to get out of the way and let go and let go and let God. And I love that you did it as a chant at the end. God will make a way. God hears us when we pray. Let go, let God. Because in religious science, we know that our affirmative prayer is a conversation with God, and our relationship of praying and meditating is both our time talking with God, and our meditation time is when we listen for whatever the answer might be. And our December theme is experience the continuum. I love that word, the continuum. Experience the continuum. And Webster tells us that a continuum is a coherent whole characterized as a collection, sequence, or progression of values and elements. That describes our journey here, our life here, our experience here in our spiritual universe is a progression of our acceptance of our true divine nature. It literally is a continuum. Our journey is about realizing our unity with the divine and then learning to more and more and more accept it. And our topic this week is surrender to the journey. Surrender to the journey. And Emerson reminds us it's not a destination. It's the journey. That's this continuum. The journey is what it's all about. So it's December 2021. And 2021 is coming to an end, but we know that that end is simply the beginning of another cycle, another year, and that cycle, that year, is an opportunity for us to go further on the journey and further into that continuum of discovering more and more who we are. And one of the most primal experiences of this journey is when we live in the obvious cosmic events. Right now we're coming up on the solstice. The continuum of our cosmic life here on Earth becomes really obvious that the universe is doing its regular thing, and the way that Earth's life and light slow down and seem to die at the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, which is also the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. So they're at the point where their days are getting longer. And here in the northern hemisphere, the light slows down and seems to die. And then immediately within the next day, the days start to lengthen and grow once more. But I want to talk about this because I want to remind you that the solstices and the equinoxes, they're not religious or spiritual holidays. Instead, what we're doing is we're recognizing and acknowledging and honoring these cosmic celestial occurrences, these cosmic events, because they've influenced our hearts and our minds and the development of our societies for millennia. You know, for almost 10,000 years, humanity has been first and foremost an agricultural society. We've only really been industrialized for what, like 200 years out of 10,000 years? So for the first 9,800 years since we discovered agriculture, we've been an agricultural society. And the winter solstice in particular has been immensely important because people who were agriculturally dependent on the seasons had to watch what was going on. And our ancestors, did not take the return of the sun lightly or for granted. They prayed because they, at first anyway, were not always sure that light was going to come back, that the spring was going to happen. They primarily lived off the land, and during the dark time of the winter, they depended on their relationship with the earth and the sky cycles to really understand their place in the universe. So for an agricultural society whose survival depended mostly on crops, this moment of the solstice, and the expectancy of the return of the sun was not just a matter of casual celebration. This was a matter for them of life and death. And I love this picture of the fire at the solstice. Each solstice, especially the winter solstice, because of the way that the earth slows down, and like we've had snow here, and the falling of the leaves, and the days are shorter and darker, there seems to be a palpable pause in life. The dwindling light, the expectancy of the lengthening of the days to follow. And I think that this is a great time for us to really notice what's going on in the universe and to notice our participation in it. It can be a great time for us to sit and be with ourselves right where we are and listen to that still small voice as it speaks. Listen to what the universe is saying to us. And, if you like, surrendering or giving ourselves over to that journey. Giving ourselves over to our traversing the continuum. And surrender is an active verb. It requires us to make a conscious choice, to move from trying to control things into accepting that natural cycle, that natural continuum of the cosmos, and do what Patricia sang. Let go and let God, and recognize that God always makes a way, and to know that the metaphysical nature of the universe is that God hears us when we pray, and to relax and let go and let God. Our acceptance of this journey means that we're going deeper, and we're consciously going deeper. I was brought up Jewish, and it always struck me that the story of Hanukkah was both a great story of faith, but also a story of the discovery of the metaphysical nature of the universe. The Jews recaptured, the Hebrews recaptured their temple from the Phoenicians, and the oil lasted 8 days, after the Jewish people reclaimed their temple. They had intellectually accepted that the amount of oil that they had would only last for one night. But they went ahead and they lit the sacred lamp anyway. They had one cruse of oil. I've always loved that word, cruse, C-R-U-Z-E, one vial of oil, and they needed 8 of them, but they only had one that survived the battle, and they lit the sacred lamp anyway because they felt that being in alignment with God for one night was better than not doing it at all. And rather than try and ration the oil or otherwise impose their human will on the situation, they just let go and accepted the reality of the situation, and miraculously, they found that they had all the oil that they needed. Practicing our relationship with God, practicing the presence of the divine in our lives, is practicing the principle of oneness, practicing the principle of love, accepting and understanding God's creative power, as Deepak Chopra teaches us, God, the evolutionary impulse of all creativity, of infinite love, caring. It's becoming aware of and experiencing our true nature, the one infinite reality, the principle as taught to us by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes teaches us the science of mind principle of being, that God is all there is, and that we live in a universe where what we think and what we believe creates our experience. We live in a cause and effect universe. This is the principle that we base our entire teaching on, that God is all there is. There's nothing outside of God, meaning that we're all part of God. Every part of our experience is God. And we live in a metaphysical universe where what we think and what we believe influences and creates our experience. But to really learn to use this principle, we have to learn to engage in formal, disciplined methodologies that quiet our mind and body and open our awareness. We call that spiritual practice. We have to practice silence. We have to exercise our faith. And we have to use some form of affirmative prayer. This is how I think we can best live in alignment with our science of mind principles. This is how we can be in conscious alignment with that creative impulse in our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. And of course, the spiritual practice is a two-pronged approach. We do our affirmative prayers, and we do affirmations on a daily basis, and we pray affirmatively from our understanding that we're one with the divine. And then we also spend time in meditation. We also spend time in meditation listening. Sri Ravi Shankar once told me several years ago in the high desert, when I was there with a bunch of us from the center meeting, the high desert center meeting him, that he said that meditation is like sitting in the lap of God and saying, I'm listening. So, of course, one of the most important spiritual tools that we have is prayer and meditation.
We can meditate everywhere, anytime, even 3 seconds, 2 seconds, while you're walking, while you're having coffee and tea, while you're having meeting. So you can meditate. Many people has a little bit misunderstanding about meditation. They think meditation meaning think of nothing, concentrate. So push too much. So we cannot block thought and emotion. In fact, we need thought and emotion. So whether you listen to your monkey mind or not, there's an issue. What I call monkey mind, mine is chatting, pala 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 yada yada. So monkey mind is giving your opinion. So whether you listen to opinion or not, it's up to you, right? So through meditation, what we do is we have to make friends with the monkey mind. But how to make friends? Just giving banana doesn't work, So right method is you need to give job to monkey mind. How to give job monkey mind? So the simple meditation technique is be aware of the breath. So you ask monkey mind, hello, what's breath? So monkey mind says, yeah, good idea. And be aware of breath. Breathing in, breathing out, Breathing in, there's a lot of thought comes at the background. Don't care, no problem. So as long as if you're not forget your breath, anything is okay. No need too much concentration. Just simply be aware of your breath. Breathe in, out, in, even two breath, one breath. So therefore, we can meditate everywhere, anytime.
I love that video. Pay attention to our breath. When we learn to consciously breathe deeply, or just paying attention, back to the breath, paying attention to our breath as a mindful practice, breathing centers us, it clears our mind. When our body is open and relaxed, our mind follows. When we breathe and pay attention to our breathing, breathe deeply, our actions come from a deeper awareness, a deeper openness. When we can learn to surrender and accept the presence and power of divine love within us and accept our true nature, it is our true nature, anything is possible for us.
You write so much in 7,000 Ways to Listen about the power of acceptance. And I wondered if you think that's the same thing as the power of surrender. Because when you spoke of learning the lessons that your cancer was there to teach you, and we spoke the last time about how there are no experiences that are wasted, I think one of the things that I learned the most from you is your ability to do that thing that you talk about, and Michael Singer talks a lot about in Untethered Soul, is allowing the thing, and in your case it was pain, and for a lot of people it's loss or it's disappointment, allowing yourself not to push against it, but to let it pass right through you, allowing it to pass through
to
you.
meet it, to meet it, and to meet things. The Buddhists often talk about this beautiful and difficult aspect of seeing things as they are. So to meet what comes to us so that we can stay in conversation with it.
Yeah.
I think the most challenging thing of our age is staying in conversation, staying in relationship.
Yeah.
Because it's the relationship that brings us back to our aliveness.
And being able to, is that the same thing as acceptance though? That's the same
Well,
thing?
surrender for me, and I experienced a lot of surrender during my cancer journey, but surrender it's like a fish finding the current and going with it.
Yeah.
That's surrender.
Oh my God, I love that so much. You know what? Because I believe that everybody in life has their own current and their own flow. Your job in life is to figure out what that is, what lane that is, and how you line up with the center and the universe and everything around you and follow that flow. Your job in life is to try to not be the salmon swimming upstream all the time, but to find your flow.
Acceptance, though, I would say, is when you're finding that flow and you run into driftwood or a stone or get caught in the bank, is accepting that and the larger situation. So,
I think hard to know when to accept and when do I fight to get out.
Well, accept to me doesn't mean that we stop evolving.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual perception.
Yeah.
So I have a chapter in there about not getting what we want.
Yeah.
And so let me speak.
Let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah, and that I think is around
before
acceptance.
you go to not getting what we want, I just want to clarify that acceptance before, because we're all in difficult circumstances at some point in our lives. And you have to be able to acknowledge and accept where you are before you can figure out how to get out from where you are.
Yes, and we're so attached to the identities, relationships, and dreams that have brought us this far.
Yeah.
And they're dear. But like a cocoon, when a butterfly emerges, the cocoon has served its purpose. It doesn't mean it's false, it means it served its purpose.
Ooh, that's so good.
And our dreams,
And everything in life serves its purpose.
our dreams, our identities, our ambitions, our relationships, they often are cocoons that lead us to the next.
Yes.
And we get so understandably attached
Yeah.
that we get in conflict when it breaks or falls away, that we don't see what it's opened us to.
I love what Mark said, and like the cocoon, when the butterfly emerges from the cocoon has served its purpose. And the challenges that we experience and the lessons that we learn and the people that we meet all along our journey of the continuum are the cocoons that lead us to our next greater yet to be as we're experiencing life on the continuum, whether you call them stumbling blocks or stepping stones or lessons or essential angels in your life. That's what he's talking about, the cocoons. And the cocoon, every one of them serves its purpose of moving us forward on the journey as we experience the continuum. And when we do our spiritual practice, when we pray and meditate, and we listen for and accept the inner guidance that's always available to us, which are those times that we're in our cocoon of experience, I think we usually receive exactly what we need to move forward. I've been joking today about the seasons, and talking with Patricia about it being colder here in Michigan than it is in Burbank right now. But truth is, here on Earth, we really have no choice but to surrender to the four seasons. And I don't mean the vocal group. But after the 47 years of living in Southern California, we just moved to Michigan. And here's the difference. Take a look at this picture. All right? So that's what our house looks like in the summertime. That's what our house looks like now. Well, not now because the snow all melted. But last Saturday night is when I took that picture. And there's the difference. Being aware of what's going on is important for us. We don't put our heads in the sand. There's no denying the change of seasons. There's also no denying that there are facts in our lives. And when we stop struggling and accept the cosmic cycle of nature and accept that there are often stepping stones, challenges in our lives here on the continuum, that's part of the nature of life. How we deal with those challenges, that's what's really important. We can consciously choose to bask in the warmth of our letting go. I mean, what do we really have control over anyway? We only have control over ourselves, our thoughts, our choices, and our thoughts and our beliefs help create what we experience. And, do you fear the word surrender? Because I know that a lot of people have said to me, I don't like that word. I don't like the word surrender, because a lot of people hear that word and they think of something negative. Giving up, losing, being humiliated, allowing yourself to be controlled. One person said to me, I think surrender means imprisonment in circumstances or relationships. But in the spiritual context, surrender means to give up everything that no longer serves you. Everything that no longer serves you. Spiritual surrender means to stop struggling against what is and let go of the smallness of our concept of life and climb the ladder to fully accept and embrace the larger perspective, God's perspective. Surrender means having faith. Living from faith and surrendering to our own divinity, our own essential nature, that's our journey here on the continuum. Our entire time on the continuum is about peeling back that onion and accepting more and more of the truth of who we really are, the divine within us, and following our inner guidance. It can be trusted. And as Patricia sang, we can let go and let God. Because God proves itself, Spirit proves itself, the universe proves itself to us over and over again. It will make a way. And it hears us when we pray. That's the metaphysical nature of the universe. Praying in faith believing creates our experiences. Let go and let God. So our call to action for this week is, I invite each of us to stop struggling with the cosmic cycle of the seasons, meaning stop struggling with the fact that there are also stepping stones of experiences in our life, and have faith in the journey as we make our way through the continuum. This too shall pass. No moment in our life is the end-all and be-all of the entire experience of our life. And for us to remember that God in each of us, as each of us, is each of us. And to know that we're on a journey and it's a continuum. Our backronym for this week is an oldie but a favorite, a goodie. Faith, finding answers in the heart. Finding answers in the heart. Our entire spiritual practice is about letting go of what no longer serves us and finding our answers within our own divine consciousness, finding answers in the heart. Our affirmation for this week is, I surrender to divine love. Let's say that together. I surrender to divine love. One more time. I surrender to divine love. I want to bring Patricia back. Oh, no. Before that, I want to remind us that Dr. Holmes teaches us that our experience here on earth is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. And now I want to bring Patricia back. She's got one more song for us, and it's one of my favorite Patricia Bahia songs. So, Patricia, take it away.
Thank you. You're right in front of me, but it's like you're in another place. I can see your mind moving faster than a full-speed freight train. You got so many plates you're spinning, you're afraid to even let one fall. You don't want to miss a thing, but you're missing what means most of all. Be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around. So be here now. You say it's only temporary, you will smell the roses soon. I understand the feeling, there's so much you think you have to do. But remember that your worth isn't measured by the work you've done. The only thing that matters in the end is how much you've loved. So be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around. So be here now. Just breathe. Just with me. Just breathe, just be with me. Be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around.
Perfect way to end the service. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Patricia. Please come back and visit again. I'm sorry for the earliness of the morning, but I love you and I honor you, Monica said, awesome talk today, Reverend Doug. Awesome music today, Patricia. Thank you for both. So thank you for joining and bringing your perfect words and music to my message today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. All right, everybody. I want to remind you that if you would like to support the Motor City Spiritual Center, have a couple of ways to do that. You can use Venmo. The Venmo is at Motor City, one word, hyphen, Spiritual Center. You may, the first time, need to use the phone number, which is 442-999-7292, or you can just hold your smartphone up to that code on the screen. You can also use PayPal. If you're using PayPal to support us, the Motor City Spiritual Center, all one word, at gmail.com is the best way to go to PayPal and use Motor City Spiritual Center at gmail.com. And I like to affirm when I give. And this is our affirmative giving affirmation, our affirmative giving prayer. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I'm going to sing Karen Drucker's on my baritone. She says, do we have Zelle? Yes, you can do Zelle. I'll give you the Zelle info. Don't really prefer Zelle because with our 501c3, it doesn't go into that right bank account right now. So, but I'll reach out to you. So, Karen Drucker has a great song called I'm So Blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And all is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite, indwelling Spirit blesses and protects you. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through you and as you. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon you and is your peace in every moment. Let's sing together. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. One more time. Life is good, and so it is. Have a great week, everybody. Peace and blessings. Enjoy the season. See you back here next week. Jamie Lula is going to be here next week. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.
I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God in paupers and kings. Whoa, yeah. We're all precious, no one less or more. And we've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I'm believing in my guiding light. No matter what comes, it always turns out right. Whoa, yeah. I just dig down to how I feel. Take a deep breath and grab the wheel. I'm believing in my guiding light. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am rising to a higher place, with the wind in my back and a smile upon my face. Whoa, yeah. Well, I'm living my dream a little more each day, and it keeps getting easier to find my way. I am rising to a higher place. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help